welcome back to this already the final segment of The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, we bring Charles on every Tuesday to talk about what's happening out there in the business front. But and the reason why is he's got such a great position with this is coaching and consulting business in terms of being able to tactically see some of the best companies out there that you need to know about. He's a phenomenal sales and marketing coach. Does a great job in helping both our business and the business of many of those I work with. And so I'm always delighted to get him on the program. Real quickly, why don't you tell people how they can learn more about your company, Charles, and welcome.
Thanks for having me again, Kevin. It's always a pleasure being with you on Tuesdays. You can learn more about us by going to cornerstonebusinessacademy.com. As a matter of fact, you can register for 10 free videos to where you can find a minimum of $10,000 of revenue in your back pocket over the first 30 days. So all you have to do is put in your first name and email address, and you can get those 10 videos immediately.
Very good. And your guest today?
Really excited to have Ryan Herbst on our show. He has a company that's doing some phenomenal things in the communications world called unifiedcommunications.com. That's a matter of fact, that's the website, and he's just running a fabulous business, and I'm really excited to have him on the show today.
Ryan, what's that last name again?
It's Herbst, H-E-R-B as in boy, S-T.
Okay, thanks. Go right ahead.
So tell us a little bit about your business, Ryan. What do you all do?
We help people communicate and collaborate better by creating effective strategies and implementing the best possible devices at their desk, on the road, and in meeting rooms.
Awesome. You know, there's a lot of companies in Houston that do what you do, right? I mean, there's one or two competitors that y'all have. Does that sound right?
There are.
What I find very interesting is the way that you go about doing it. Kind of tell us a little bit about how you go about doing it and how that truly differentiate yourself from your competitors.
We're very focused on the strong correlation that exists between the adoption of technology and an understanding of a particular user's needs and how they function. So we're very focused on the strong correlation that exists between a user's adoption of technology and their satisfaction with the devices that they touch and use to interface with it.
Are there particular companies that are good clients for you?
We work with companies that want to communicate and collaborate better. In many cases, they're implementing some sort of a unified communications platform, collaboration platform like Microsoft Lync. And so it could be something that they're currently doing and they're not obtaining the level of adoption that they're looking for, or they're really just looking at ways that they can be more effective, that they can collaborate better, that they can travel less, that they there are some mega trends that are driving most of our clients' kind of interest in collaboration these days. They want to support remote workers. They want to support hoteling. They have an interest in collaborating at a whole different level, and the technologies that Microsoft and others are bringing to the table are really supporting that at the desk.
So tell us a little bit more about some of the challenges that your customers are facing, and specifically how is Unified Communications doing that? Because I know a lot of CIOs are scared of Unified Communications, but based upon what I know about your company, that is not the case.
We really focus on creating a strategy. We look at the reasons that they're going down a unified communications road in the first place. Where do they see themselves? What is the future state of where they're going? And then what devices are going to best support and enable their employees to get there?
That's awesome. And you also told me about a couple of testimonials that you had.
So we do work with a large global energy company that made investments in Microsoft Lync. They had they were able to achieve a lot of their goals, but they hadn't reached the level of adoption that they were hoping for and the level of collaboration. They brought us in. We were able to identify some personas and some use cases and really spent some time looking at who their users were, how they operate, the devices they come in contact with on a regular basis. We helped them identify the mix of products, things like headsets, webcams, meeting room devices, conference phones, the mix of devices that really would best support and enable where they were going.
Yeah, that's good. Let me ask you real quickly. Your company and companies like yours are really beneficiaries of how life has changed over the past decade, in particular after 9/11, when, people really reevaluated how much traveling do we need to do. It really has revolutionized. Talk a little bit how things have changed. And of course, the benefits have been huge in terms of containing costs, controlling costs, that type of thing.
We've finally reached a point where, many of the things that we talked and dreamed about for many years in terms of convergence and collaboration are really possible. And so you're right. We're now at a place where people can work from anywhere, that getting on a plane is something that is still important in certain instances, but much less important than it had been in the past. And the technology that supports that is here today. And things like Microsoft Lync and collaboration platforms, the underlying kind of back end of this, and the devices that we specialize on, are the recipe that allow organizations to become efficient and to embrace collaboration without jumping on a plane.
Yep. Charles?
Well, one of the things that I found was so interesting in our conversations before this, Ryan, was the fact that, a lot of people think, well, let's just get headsets for everybody. Well, if you're in the oil field, or if you're in a type of business that requires a technician, maybe that particular headset may not work. So I find it very interesting that you're able to create use cases at such a granularity to say, okay, how does that particular headset affect that one person? Because we all know technology is great, but it's kind of like anything else. You can buy a book for $20, but if you apply that book, it'd be worth millions. To me, what it seems like you really do is you take that technology and you really help a business double their, or in some cases, triple their productivity based upon the capabilities of that technology.
So just with the example of Microsoft Lync, there are 150 plus optimized devices that I could pick from. So things like desk phones or headsets or portable speaker phones or webcams, meeting room devices. And so, we have the ability to really fine-tune devices around the needs of an organization. And it is important. The desk phone isn't completely gone. There's going to be a role for it. And so our role is really, let's identify what success is going to look like. With most organizations, that's a mix of they may have some corded headsets and some wireless headsets. There's still going to be some desk phones. There's going to be some really exciting products in their meeting room that are going to help them collaborate better. But yeah, it's not one size fits all.
All right, got to wrap it up. Ryan Herbst, he's with unifiedcommunications.com. That's unifiedcommunications.com. Great story. Glad we could share it here on The Price of Business. And also, Charles Alvarez, of course, he is with Cornerstone Business Academy, your website.
CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com.
There you go. I want to encourage you to check both out, CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com. Gentlemen, thanks to both of you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
All right, when we're back tomorrow, we're going to have much more for you. Between now and then, make sure you check us out over there at priceofbusiness.com. Like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. Have a great day and spend it right here.